I just want to make sure that people know that they need to be careful because lives are at risk.
Tonight, a Cape Cod homeowner is sharing her story about an extremely close call. She and her husband were nearly electrocuted while installing a fence in their front yard.
So this happened after they called the state hotline to make sure it was safe to dig.
NBC 10 investigator Ryan Kath finds out why it happened, what you should know before ever starting a project on your property.
Kristen Carboni spends her days keeping dogs on the move, running a boarding and training business from her home in Brewster on the Cape.
The idea behind it was that we are building an agility course for our business.
Before the dogs could enjoy the agility course, Kristen and her husband needed to install a fence. So they called DigSafe, the service that notifies all utility companies to mark their lines before a project begins.
I, thought we were good to go.
You got the all clear?
We got the all clear from 4 different companies.
So the couple fired up the machinery and got to work digging holes for the fence posts.
This is the spot. We were putting this post right there.
Kristen showed us where she suddenly heard a strange noise and screamed at her husband to stop what he was doing.
He pulled up the auger and there was a huge conduit.
This photo of the damaged conduit shows how the auger came within centimeters of making contact with a high voltage electrical line.
What's going through your mind?
Terror. I mean, gratefulness. Actually, and it tears me up a little bit. I don't mean to be overly dramatic, but one more second and he could have been dead. It terrified me.
What if you hadn't been standing there?
If I hadn't been standing there, he would be dead. Absolutely.
So why wasn't that line properly marked to warn of the danger? We contacted Eversource, which investigated and said its subcontractor had an outdated map that did not show the electrical line crossing onto Kristen's property. A spokesperson told us, following this event, we promptly repaired the damaged plastic conduit and updated the mapping for the area to reflect the underground electric service more accurately. The stakes can be pretty high.
It can. It's very dangerous to hit a live gas line or an electrical line.
Jennifer Cabrera manages the Pipeline Safety Division for the Department of Public Utilities, which oversees the DigSafe laws. Eversource received a violation for the scary incident on Kristen's property, one of nearly 350 given to utility companies in the past year, according to agency records. In the wake of the Merrimack Valley gas explosions, Cabrera told me the state strengthened DigSafe laws and now requires anyone who knows of damage to file a report, whether you're a utility worker, contractor, or homeowner.
If we're not informed of the information, then we don't know what caused it and how to prevent it for the next excavator.
So these are the flags right here that they've marked after the fact.
The fence is now up and the dogs are enjoying the agility course.
Shadow, come.
But Kristen wants to make sure her close call serves as a lesson for the public.
What made me call you is the idea that I feel very blessed and grateful that we didn't die, and the fact that we didn't die means that it's my job to educate people so that nothing like this ever happens again.
One thing that's really important to emphasize is that utilities are not responsible for marking private lines in your property. So for instance, if you have an electrical line running to a backyard shed or a gas line feeding a grill or pool heater, you would need to hire your own contractor to mark those lines. Ryan Kath, NBC 10 Investigators.